Will your heart and soul say yes? Will your spirit still say yes?
Whatever you require, Lord. Our Lord requires much. He asks much. Today, he asks of us, and he gives us examples. Jesus used ordinary images, such as salt and light, to convey extraordinary truths that salt and light have to teach each of us about God and his transforming power of his kingdom. Salt was a valuable commodity in the ancient world. People traded with it, like we trade with valuable goods, such as gold and stock. Salt also served a very useful purpose, especially in warmer climates. Before the invention of electricity and refrigeration, salt not only gave rich flavor to food, it also preserved food from going bad and being spoiled. All of us have countless opportunities to be salt and light for others. The very nature of the Christian life consists in doing good things for others in a supernatural spirit. Jesus used the image of salt to describe the transforming effect of God's work in our lives and how the Holy Spirit wants to work through us to bring the power and blessing of God's kingdom to others. As salt purifies, preserves, and produces rich flavor for our daily food, we too, as disciples of Jesus, are salt for the world and human society. The Lord wants to work in and through us to purify, to preserve, and to spread the rich flavor of God's kingdom everywhere. His kingdom of righteousness, peace, and joy in the Holy Spirit. But what if your salt goes flat? How can you restore it? And what if your light is hidden under a bushel? I can't help but think about that song as I was taught when I was really little, and we teach our little ones, this little light of mine, how can I let it shine? Hide it under a bushel? No. We need to let our light shine. Jesus knows how often we are tempted to be timid, how often we are motivated and controlled by concerns about what others think of us, about how often we are controlled by fear. So often we keep our faith and our religious values hidden. Additionally, there are many voices around us telling us to keep our faith private and away from the public realm. They don't want us to impose our values on them. Faith, they say, is a private matter. They don't know my God. What they are attempting to tell us is that people of faith are not supposed to make a difference in our society. That our faith isn't supposed to be recognized in our secularized society. In other words, we are allowed freedom of religion in our Sunday worship, but not when it comes to living out our beliefs in public. Can we then give witness to an evangelical faith in our public? Yes, I say we can. But it requires that we have courage to stand out in public. Like salt, the flavor we can give to our society must be sharp and noticeable, not bland and flat, that we are hardly noticed at all. And our humility must be such that we realize that what we believe and say and do is not for ourselves, but it's to give God glory and to honor Him. We must give it our maximum effort. Now, today we're here in church, but I know many of you later this afternoon might be sitting in front of your TV, watching a football game, right? What? Oh, that's right. It's the Patriots and the Falcons, right? You may have noticed my Patriots jersey when I came in. Go Pats. You can take the New England boy out of New England, but you can take the boy out of New England, but not the New England out of the boy. The reason why I bring this up is because as we made our way to the Super Bowl, at the Pro Bowl last weekend, some of you may have seen it, there was a gentleman we know here in Baltimore that was asked to speak to the AFC Pro Bowl team. Now, these are the champions of champions, and this gentleman was Ray Lewis. And we know how hyped up and spiritual and energetic Mr. Ray Lewis can get. I want to share you some of his words because I think it can speak to us today. The future Hall of Famer linebacker spoke to the AFC team prior to the All-Star matchup and emphasized the importance of giving maximum effort, no matter what the stakes. Because somebody is always watching. He said, "You can never get moments back. It's never about the individual. It's about the moment being the hope for someone that will never, ever have the opportunity to do this. That's why every time I strapped on my pads, whether it's Pro Bowl practice, whatever it is, I gave 110% every time because somebody's watching me. That's a fact." Folks, in our faith, someone is always watching. Somebody is watching you, living your faith. So if they see us do something, they go, "Is that all Christians? Is that what it means to be a follower of Christ?" Let them see what it is to be a true follower of Christ. Ray went on, as he is good at doing. The harsh reality is pain exists everywhere we go in this world right now. Sometimes we're the only light people get. People who sit in hospitals dealing with cancer, they don't get the opportunities like this. That's why you can't be soft. Folks, we have people dealing with cancer. We have people dealing with drug addictions. We have people dealing with deaths in their family of young ones. We have young men and women being shot and killed on our streets. There is a lot of pain out there. God needs our yes to respond to that. He needs you. He needs Jesus with skin on. That's why we can't be soft. Every time, he goes on to say, every time I get the chance to display what I have been given the ability to do, I'm giving it everything I got. Win your one-on-one battles, then see who you are at the end of the day. That's champions. You got to win those one-on-one battles in the everyday trenches. I don't go into any game thinking about losing. Losing is an afterthought. Today, change your life by simply changing your effort. Give them hope. We need to give our society hope today. We need to be that hope. He needs our yes to be that hope. How do we do that? What do those one-on-one battles in your lives look like? Is it someone battling cancer? Sit, pray with them. Is it somebody dealing with addiction? Take them to see someone to get help. For some of us, our battleground might be in our family. In the family setting, children still learn by example. They learn by seeing mom and dad in action, or aunt or grandmother, whoever that adult or parent figure is. They learn by example. They learn by seeing them, and they see their parents, their adult figure. They see their values and ethics put into practice. Your little apprentices are watching everything you do in the car, at the ball game, in church, around the meal table, everywhere. These are great opportunities to teach your children the important values of life. Children's eyes are always open to your example. Isaiah tells us, if you bestow your bread on the hungry and satisfy the afflicted, the light shall rise for you in the darkness, and the gloom shall become for you like midday. The light shall rise. The gloom shall become like midday. Say that with me, church. The gloom shall become like midday if we can shed that light. Church, we need to share our spiritual food, not just our food from our refrigerators. We need to reach deep down inside. Our hearts and our souls need to say yes. We have a great example today. Our youth will be collecting food at the doors, collecting money to go out into the streets to share their lives with those that are in need out on the street. Our church is a great example of what it means to be salt and light for the world. Our gold dome shines here in the neighborhood. It shines as a beacon for the neighbors, not to let me try that again. Lost the power there. No, our gold dome shines as a beacon for the neighborhood. Let us not only give maximum effort to be an example of light to our children and others in our lives, but as church, we can be an example of light to our community, as our youth are going to be in our community, so we can enlighten a darkened world, because you never know what eyes are watching. Amen.